subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Namaste, konnichiwa. Welcome to the Nupur Tewari Show. Let's talk business. And today too, we have very special guest. And he is none other than Chief Director of Jetro, New Delhi, Mr. Murahashi. Murahashi-san, let's talk business e yokoso.
Konnichiwa. Good
Namaste,
afternoon.
konnichiwa.
Namaste. Konnichiwa.
Murahashi-san, you are working in New Delhi, Jetro office.
Yes.
So we would love to know that how is your experience working in India?
Oh, okay. I came to India in 2019, July. So it was already 2 years and a few months. My first experience overseas offices was Malaysia, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and India. So my experience is mostly staying in emerging countries. So each country has their own unique characteristics or environmentals, religious peoples. So I enjoyed very much to stay there. Then coming to India, my first impression of India is it's a huge countries. Very much diversified in terms of land, in terms of people, population, also religious issues, economy. So actually quite big impact to me, such a huge countries, big countries, and growing countries. So many things aspect, cultural issue, economic issue, political issue, very much impressed to me. So after that, it passed 2 years. Unfortunately, most of the time was COVID situation. So I don't have many opportunity to travel in India yet. But still I feel it's such a huge and very deep and wide, anything very interesting and similar countries for me.
So this is actually, it's very different from Japan. Japan is one language and this is one race, Japanese. So everybody's Japanese here and only one language, and that is Japanese. So in India, you see that each state has its own language and it's very different culture also. So did you get kind of scared, or did you get like amazed that how a country can have so many languages and so many cultures in one country? Did you have that feeling?
Yes, sure. Before I came, most of the Indian people speak Hindi. But it is not true. If we go to South, basically nobody speaks Hindi. Their own language. Tamil people speak Tamil. Karnataka speaks Kannada.
Yes, Kannada.
Kannada, right? So West Bengal also different, even Gujarat is different. So this kind of differences is quite, I'd say, unique and dynamic. And on the other hand, we have to adjust to each state, each peoples, not only one solid, language, solid countries. But it's a bit complicated, but very interesting. If we can stay one countries, we can enjoy more than 28 states. So this is very, comfortable for me. I enjoy very much.
So like many countries in one country.
Yes, that's right.
And
very,
some
some
very
people
diverse
say,
as well.
right, that's right. Some people say India is like EU. EU also 27, 28 countries. But compared to EU, scale is more larger and more complicated. And important thing is very active, very much active in any area. So quite, I'll say, dynamic countries or interest countries. I think many differences from Japan, but same times I feel some similarity as well.
So yes, India and Japan, we are connected through thousands of years through our cultures. But the connection is, it is only limited to culture. It is not affecting or positive way our business. Like the business actually we should have between India and Japan, this is not growing the way the both countries expecting. So what do you think the reason behind it?
I think history, but time, actually, duration. I understand, especially economic relation. So we start, actually, real economics cooperation or economic relation started after 1991, after Indian economic liberalization. So before that, very limited investment, very limited trade. But since 1991, our economic relationship is growing. Investment-wise, also trade. This is only 1991. Same time, that time, compared to other area like America or Europe, Southeast Asia, China, already a mature level. So I think it's the matter of time. That's why we will have to put an end there. But in the future, our relation only not only economic or cultural, every aspect developed for long term. So that's why I don't worry about our relation. It's now that only just over time.
Wonderful. It just wonderfully said, definitely, just after 1991, we started and gradually we are reaching there. So we can see a lot of big companies in India, like Honda, Nissan, and recently we got Uniqlo even. But when it comes to Japanese SME, so they are not that much in India as much there in China.
That's
so
right.
Why is it? What do you think the reason behind it?
Japanese investment to overseas. So we have to categorize several types. One is, as you say, big company. It's like a simple company. For Japanese cases, automobile and electronic companies. This is two leaders. So each country we see a big number of Japanese investment is these two sectors. So India is now we can see automobile company. The top is Suzuki, Maruti Suzuki here, and other automotive, but very few electronic companies here. So this is one of the reasons. All SME, but SME is very small ratio. According to our calculation, about 15%, less than 15% is all SMEs. So this manufacturing sector, after assembler invest overseas, parts makers following them. India case, not so many parts makers came to India yet. Only limited in automotive sector or some machinery or very few electronic products. So actually, this kind of leading industry is still limited. And On the other hand, like lifestyle or more light industry area, apparel, textile, also very few big company here. So our trend, we Japanese SME see big companies' behavior, their demand, then follow their businesses. So that's why still India is earlier, too early for Japanese SME to come here. Also, this is a matter of time. Even big investment, just 10 years, 15 years. So we need some more time to come from the SME from Japan.
So here, the SMEs, the company's owners, they think that India is a complicated country, kind of. So here, what would be your message for them?
My understanding is most Japanese SME are not aware of India in terms of business wise and also tourism, sightseeing. So that's why only they have a primitive image. India is a kind of diversity countries, also many differences is rich people and poor people, or sometimes caste is kind of social, structures. So only stereotype image and not, impressed by the business partners. This is big difference is Southeast Asia. So I think if they know India more, current situations, what happened in India, what's the people, cultures. So this kind of information is very much needed at the moment. That's why our mission, Jetro, also to send the message or send information to these SME peoples, what real happened in India. So this is very much important and still lack of information, I think.
So they still have the stereotype India, kind of the India, actually
yes.
the before NHK used to show. So
yes, I think so.
So here is the role of media. I think the both countries still, I think our media, even the Japanese media also, they show only the interesting and quite weird stuff of when it comes to India. So it is, I think here we have to change the media's role also. We have to, the awareness, media play really very big role. So, so here, I don't know how we can change that, but anything Jetro is thinking of spreading awareness about India for, especially for Japanese businessmen?
Yeah, that also, we have 5 offices in India, actually. Then we always discuss what is Jetro's approach to Japanese business persons. As I told you, a lack of information and to change the image is very important. So to encourage more businesses. So I think now also we have some try to make our own short movie to introduce the city or people. So this kind of activities, instead of the media people, we think very important. Now, thanks to digitalization, very easy to use YouTube, like this TV program, and also big, infrastructure of IT. We can easily access to these tools. Also, we are thinking we more put much effort to provide the information, not only written information or movie or other any kind of tools we want to use it. So I think this is very basic, but I think very important.
You're right. Yeah. Especially even the COVID period, we faced a lot of problems, but COVID periods taught us that through these, Zoom, through these, YouTube, we can be that we can spread a lot of awareness. This
Right.
is, yeah.
Mm.
So, if when I'm talking, I want to know if Indian companies they want to come to Japan, the first thing they face is the language.
Language.
Actually, yeah. So actually, how Jetro can help there if the Indian company they wanted to come to Japan, because the Indian company's first priority actually the Western countries. Then after that they think about Japan. So now if we can solve a few problems here, maybe Indian companies also they can they can bring their product in Japan and they can sell also. So how Jetro can help there?
So invest to Japan.
Invest in Japan. Yes.
Yes. So Jetro has a lot of services to support these companies, not only from India or worldwide.
Worldwide. Okay.
Yes. If they want to establish offices, we have a sort of advisory team of head office to support them or advise them, guidance them. I think those companies is to enter the Japanese market. Actually, Japanese language is, of course, important, but for the business person, it's not so important. Of course, the daily life or in a company, of course, they need sometimes Japanese, but language for business is not a big obstacle, I think. But of course, private life, as you have many experience, but it's better to speak in Japanese. Of course, to study Japanese before come to Japan also is important. But for business terms, in terms of business wise, language is not so big obstacle, I think, because nowadays Japanese companies speak English very well. So just international company is no problem. So this is also kind of image for foreigners. If you go to Japan, we need Japanese language, but it is not true, I think. In English, you also they understand, they communicate. So no need to too much worry about.
I think again, we are facing the stereotype. When it comes to Japan, people think about only Japanese, sushi, and samurai.
Yeah,
and
that's right. Stereotype.
Still the stereotype there.
Yeah,
so
I think
yes.
so.
So I think there also, I think a lot of promotion needed when it comes to even the Japan. So that Japan is the destination.
And especially for Indian companies, there are many possibilities to go to Japan because we need one is human resources. So especially IT sector, we are lack of the human resources in Japan in general. So this collaboration between Japanese, company or Japanese technology and Indian human resources is very good matching. And also Indian startups. So they have such tough experience in India, and also Indian startup always looking for global market. So easy to adapt the Japanese society or Japanese needs, only to change the Japanese version. So many possibilities to use Indian knowledge and the technology or human resource to Japanese market. That's why we very much encourage this kind of activities to support Indian companies. Every year, how many companies we supported? More than 20, 30 companies we supported. And every year, one or two, at least two, succeed to enter Japanese market. So we will continue for support for Indian company to enter Japanese investment. So we welcome for Indian company to come to Jetro to discuss how we can go to Japan.
That is a very great news actually for Indian businessman and especially startup, what you said, that actually here is the also awareness. The people don't know how to come to Japan and they're looking for that gate.
Right.
And I think Jetro is a gate, the biggest gate. So people really don't know. And I hope that people who are in India, they're starting their business, having their startup, or they want to do business with Japan. I think the Jetro can provide great platform for them.
Right. Now we built the platform, digital transformation platform, and it's like groups for Japanese big companies or BCB and connect with Indian startups. We call it J-Bridge. So just launched it this year in February officially. So we try to promote this platform to India now. Now we're planning every month 1 or 2 events. So we can inform through the online network. Because of COVID-19, still keep online. That's why more people can join these activities.
Wonderful, wonderful. So many information actually. Normal people, normal startup, they don't know it. I think people will come to know and they will just knock the door. Jetro's,
Yes.
You'll have many visitors soon, I'm sure.
I hope. I hope.
So this is actually how I want you, to give some message to Indian businessmen who want to come to Japan, and at the same time, the Japanese businessman or SME, and that would be in Japanese, that they should not have that stereotype and go to India. So your message, please, for the both countries businessmen.
Okay, first of all, for Indian businessman, I think even for India, Japan is a bit special countries. So very small and very conservative, but there are something that technology-wise or very disciplined or many good points we have. But maybe you say it's kind of stereotype. So, but I understand the Indian population in Japan is increasing, and the information also much easier to get. So just to please remove your image for Japan. Anyhow, Japan is not so difficult countries. See, people is not everybody is close, very open or very polite and very easy to talk to each other. So anyhow, please see Japan and please touch with Japanese people in India and to know each other. And every people say Japanese decision making is very slow. It takes a long time or a very close society, but it's a kind of a stereotype image. So anyhow, to try to know, and to start something with Japan. This is motivation. Action is very important, I think.
True.
I think I told you I feel some similarity between Japan and India. Of course, business behavior is different, but some point is very similar. We can understand each other. So that's why don't afraid and don't be shy and come to Japan. This is my message to Indian people. For Japanese, I think same thing.
I think that is, if you just can speak in Japanese, that would be great.
In Japanese.
はい。
日本の皆さんもインドに対するステレオタイプなイメージっていうのはどうしてもあるかと思うんですけれども、インドという国もステレオタイプでは違う部分、思ったイメージとは違うところがたくさんあって、しかもそれが日本と近いところもたくさんあります。もちろん日本と違うところで多くの苦労はありますけれども、そうじゃないいい点もたくさんあるので、インドが大変だ、 インドは厳しいというイメージだけではなくて、実際今は住んでみたり出張に来てもそれほど不自由は感じなくなってますし、大きななんて言うんでしょう、危なくて大変だとか、健康面でも心配でとか、そういうちょっと前のイメージと変わってきてますので、今すごくそういう変化を感じていただければと思います。それともう一つ一番大きなことは、インドがいろんなスタートアップ、デジタルっていう面でも、常に世界の中でグローバルな市場を見て活用しているが非常に多い。そういう意味でいくと、日本の企業の方々が、インドマーケットもそうですけど、インド以外の国での仕事の可能性、もちろん日本も含めてですけど、そういう外に広がる可能性を持った国っていう意味でいくと、インドに代わる国はないんじゃないかなというふうに思います。インドとどう付き合っていくか、これ後10年、20年後の日本にとっては非常に大事になってくると思うので、そういう過去のイメージではないドラマティックに変わろうとしているっていうか、実際も変わっているインド。で、コロナの状況においても、どんどん新しいビジネスが生まれていって、全く立ち止まることもなくですね、動き続けるインド。このダイナミックさと、それから元気の良さっていうところ、ここは日本企業も大いに見習っていく必要もあるのかなっていう気がしています。ですので、恐れずに、インドにタッチしてみようという軽い気持ちで、我々も皆さんのインドビジネスをサポートをしていきますので、気楽にちょっと肩の力を抜いて来ていただければいいなというふうに思います。
It was really great. I think it is going to touch everybody's heart, and people will be more motivated to come to India and do business with Indians. And at the last, I would like to say that what is your favorite food in India? I'd like to ask.
It's a difficult question, but actually, I like Indian food basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so many variety. North,
That's right.
West, South, but especially my taste is favorite for Southern Indian food.
Okay.
Yeah, more spicy, more hot, but use some seafood or coconut milk or different, taste from compared to Northern India food. And anyhow, if they say spicy, but quite comfortable for me, and I enjoy any kind of Indian food.
That's
Yes.
great. That's great to hear. But would you like to say one name at least? One name?
One name.
Mm-hmm.
One name. One name. But easy. I try in any restaurant or any places, thali or meals. This is just a starting point to enter the Indian food, to taste what is Indian food.
Exactly.
Yeah, very simple, but very enjoy and to know some varieties. So if I think something Indian food, the new area, new restaurant, try thali or meals.
That's right. Again, that is also a stereotype, because when we say Indian food, everybody says, "Oh, curry rice."
Actually, no curry rice in India.
So that is also another stereotype. So we have to break that stereotype as well.
Yeah. The key word is, as you mentioned several times, to break stereotype.
We have to break that.
Yes, this one.
So みんなで頑張りましょう。
そうですね。なかなか大変ですけど、面白いところです、インドは本当に。
So I always keep writing on Twitter, the positive points of India and the positive points of Japanese culture. So I just keep writing every day. So
right. Great. It's great.
Yeah. So I was writing. Yes, please.
So we experience this negative side, of course, but compared to the negative aspect, I think positive one is much more potential for both our relationship. That's why my motto is always to see positive things.
True.
Yeah, if we have the positive mind or some commitment, we can overcome negative issues.
That's
So,
very
yeah.
motivating.
Yeah, that is very important. I think.
That is very important. And with this goal that let's focus on positive points and minna de gambaro.
そうですね。Good words. Yes.
Thank you so much, Murahashi-san. Thank you
Thank
for your
you.
time and so many information you have given to both countries' businessmen, both countries' people. So thank you so much. 大変お世話になりました。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。And namaste.
Namaste.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.